All right. So what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
With my man Shevon Cunningham.
You already know.
I figured I wanted to record some content. Me and him, we're good friends, so I already know a lot of the answers to these questions. But a lot of you guys only know Shevon as a competitor and what he's done on stage. There isn't a lot of information as far as what got him into bodybuilding, his background, what his interests are, just a bit more personal stuff that a lot of people are interested in. So I figured, why not sit down, chop it up, let the people know what you're about, and give them some content that they'll enjoy. So
sounds good.
Let's start off with the basics, man. Where are you from?
Originally from Jamaica. I was born and raised there. I came here when I was like 16 years old. So, more or less, you can say I spent half of my life there, really.
Cool, man. And what brought you to the States?
My mom was here. My sister's here. So, me and my other brothers just came over to be with my mom and my sister and the rest of the family.
Cool, man. Cool. How old were you when you first started bodybuilding?
Oh, man. Jeez.
Like, when was the first time you picked up a weight?
I was probably like 17. It was very shortly after I got here. The person that we used to rent for, we used to live in their house, rent from, actually. We lived in their house, and they had like some dumbbells downstairs or whatever. So me and the landlord became really cool, and I would go down there and mess around with the dumbbells or whatnot. And I just fell in love with working out the whole nine, and stick it from there.
Nice, man. I know a lot of people don't know this, but I remember you told me in the past that you were dirty at soccer. So that was back in Jamaica?
No, I mean even after I came here, I was still playing.
Okay.
I mean, shortly after I got into weight training and whatnot, I realized that weight training and soccer just wasn't going to go together. So I had to choose one. And,
gotcha.
It's weird because playing soccer my whole life, I chose weight training. It was just, I just fell in love with training and training hard and lifting weight, and I chose that over soccer.
Cool.
I mean, I was pretty decent in soccer. I even tried out for the U.S. national team.
Oh wow.
Early 17, it kind of blew my knee out. So, from there I just decided I was just going to stick to weight training.
Cool, man. So, Kroll, if you think you can beat this guy in soccer, you're heavily mistaken, dude.
Hashtag never.
Hashtag fact. All right, let's see. So, what was your first competition? How old were you your first competition?
Oh, dude, you're killing me right now. I'll probably say about 22, 23.
22, 23.
Yeah.
The cool thing is, I found out his first show was my first show too. Completely different year. So what year might that have been?
Shoot. Maybe 2005,
2005-ish, 2004-ish?
Yeah, early, somewhere around there.
It was the INBF Long Island Experience,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
That was his first show ever. That was my first show ever. Just ironic as shit. Pretty cool. Good experience. It was known to be like that show for first-time competitors.
Yeah, definitely. The Long Island Experience, Phil Satilli.
Yep.
That was definitely a great show for any first-timer.
Yeah.
And unfortunate that he still doesn't promote, but
I think he's going to be back this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
That's my man. So, Phil, I believe from what I heard through the grapevines that he'll be back with the INBF. You won that show? I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was my first show ever. I won, I think I did a light heavyweight novice. I won a light heavyweight. I won the overall, and also I think won best arms, something like that. So.
I won best arms too that show, bro. That's what's up. Let's see. Why you out angling me, bro? All right, cool. That's sick. That's pretty sick. I won best arms that show, but thank God this guy wasn't in the same show. You said you started lifting when you were 17.
Yeah.
Did you just enjoy weightlifting, or did you like see a picture of a bodybuilder and say, I want to look like a bodybuilder?
not necessarily saw a picture of a bodybuilder. I just, once I started lifting weight at my friend's house that I told you when we first moved here, my first job was in a sneaker store, Jimmy Jazz, on Jamaica Avenue.
Jimmy Jazz.
And right next to the Jimmy Jazz, there was actually a gym upstairs. It was called Diamond Gym. And, I just kind of see my body transform from the little that I was doing. And then, one of my coworkers said to me, like, oh, you have nice arms. What I was doing a lot of curls. I was doing arm raises. At the time, I didn't know that's what it was. I was just doing it. And one of my coworkers said to me, you should go to the gym. I was like, a gym? What is that? So, I went there. I checked it out. And I went up there. I worked out for the first time. And after that, I just really, fell in love with just seeing my body transform. And, I was just curious to see how far I could go and, how what kind of transformation I could actually put my body through.
Cool.
And, from there it was just all downhill.
Is that the Diamond Gym?
No, that's not. I don't think that's considered the Diamond Gym. I think the Diamond Gym is in New Jersey.
Hey, love.
I think the Diamond Gym is in New Jersey, but I don't think that was the Diamond Gym.
Gotcha. So it wasn't the Diamond Gym?
No, it wasn't the Diamond Gym.
Interesting. That was Queens?
Yeah, that was in Queens, Jamaica Avenue.
Cool. So once you started training, you're like, I enjoy this bodybuilding crap. Is there any bodybuilders that really caught your eye that you really looked up to or tried to?
I mean, once I started training, it wasn't so much that bodybuilding caught my eye, but it's just once I started training, there was just in the gym I had no clue what I was doing. So I would ask questions, what does this do? I'll just stand back and watch people, and when they're finished, I'll ask them what is that for? What does that do? Some people were pretty cool, and they explained it to me, and some people just straight up tell me to get the heck out of their face. If I don't know what I'm doing, I shouldn't be here. And there was this older guy that used to compete in IBF. His name was Shaft, and he used to always tell me, "Oh, you should come do a show. You should come do a show." I'm like, no, I didn't even know that there was such thing as natural organization, because all I saw was what was in the magazines. I was like, no, I can't compete with those guys. And it's like, come do a show. And then, one Friday night I was at the gym and he saw me and he was like, when are you going to do a show? And I just decided, what, let me just shut this guy up, let him leave me alone once and for all. And I went to the Long Island Experience the next day, and that was that.
Damn. Shout out to Shaft, man. You did a good thing by getting the right guy involved. Who I guess you didn't think he would be 5-time world champ later on, but that's pretty cool. Random questions that people are interested in. What was the heaviest your off-season body weight has ever been?
I tried going up to 215 at one point. I really didn't like the way I felt. It was a lot of stress on my joints, my lower back. So I just, my knees would hurt, my back would hurt. So I came right down. I just like this. I like to try and stay what I call presentable. You know what I mean? Even if I'm not dialed in I'm getting on stage, you should be able to look at me and go, oh, that guy looks like a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Not look at me and go, who's that fat sack of shit sitting up there? So,
Cool. Right now he's 202-ish, 200-ish.
Yeah, 202, yeah.
So I don't think he'll go over 206-ish.
I mean, I'll push for 210.
Gotcha.
I'll push for 210, but I don't think, with, some things that we're trying to do next year, I think, pushing for 210, and we'll see how that goes.
Cool. And just so you guys know, his stage weight is usually around that 183 mark.
Yeah.
So that's, if you guys are curious about that. How tall are you?
5'9".
5'9". So 5'9", 183 on stage. Half natty, not full natty.
There's no such thing.
Hollow bones, though. He looks like he's 210. Any funny experiences or memories that you'd like to share? The funniest competitive experience you've had?
I mean, I back in my amateur days, I've gone to shows, and I just, the one show I went to, and there was this guy sitting backstage, and he had his hoodie on and legs on the wall, and everybody was talking to him, and he was just kind of ignoring everybody. I guess was in that zone, and I kind of walked over to him do you have any pointers for me? Because apparently he's been in the sports for a while. I just got into it. And I say, do you have any pointers for me in trying to go pro? And it's like, you'll never fucking go pro. His exact words. And it's like, okay.
Damn.
I mean, to this day, we've been on stage. Me and that same person have been on stage probably 10 times. It has never gotten the best of me yet. So, I mean, he was at the sports a very long time before I was. I came in, I went pro before him, and he's not gotten the best of me yet. So, I mean, you have to understand that if you're a rookie starting out, or even if you're a seasoned vet, not everybody in the sport is going to be kind to you. That's just the way it is. And, you could let that break you, you can let that make you. That's just the way the sport is. You don't choose bodybuilding. Bodybuilding chooses you. It's a very heartbreaking sport. So, once you put in that work and, you don't get discouraged easy, you probably have a future here.
For sure. Something that a lot of competitors or first-time competitors or people who don't compete don't understand is the chances of losing are way greater than the chances of winning in bodybuilding.
Absolutely.
Every other sport, there's basically two columns, a win column and a loss column.
That's it.
That's not a 50-50 chance necessarily, but with bodybuilding, if you have 10 people in your class, there's a 10% chance that you're going to win and a 90% chance that you're not getting first place.
Absolutely.
So that's a hard pill to swallow, but it just should make you better and start pushing you to train harder. Cool, man. So a little bit of your competitive history as a pro. Your first world title was with which org?
I mean, back before the world titles, a lot of people might not know or remember that my first pro show, I was last. There was 14 people in the class, and I was number 14.
Dang.
I was dead last, and I got off stage and I said, screw this. And, I remember running into Clarence McGill backstage. This guy's a legend in the sport. And, he's like, you have a bright future in the sport, man. You just need to dial in a little bit more. And I would look at Clarence McGill, guys like him in the natural magazines, and, I would think to myself, oh, I would never look like that. I might as well stop now. I don't think I have what it takes to look like that. And, the more I competed and the more I spoke to guys like Clarence, and I learned it's all about how much you're really willing to dedicate and give to the sport. That's going to shape your physique. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you're born with. You just don't wake up like that in the morning. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes dedication, it takes sacrifice. And, from there on, once we had a conversation, I just, even then I still didn't really know a lot about dieting or anything like that. So, I started doing my research and, asking questions. And, my first world titles was 2011 WNBF Worlds. No,
we're good. You want coffee? Thanks, love.
2011 WNBF Worlds was my first world title. I won the middleweight, but not the overall.
Gotcha. Who took second, just out of curiosity, if you remember, in that middleweight?
Dang, I don't even remember who.
You remember who won the overall in 2011?
Yeah, I think that was Richard Gazecki.
Gotcha.
I think that was probably the first or the second year I saw him compete, and he won that overall.
Cool. And then 2012, you did WNBF Worlds again.
2012, I did WNBF Worlds again. I think this time it was in Atlantic City. I think this was right after
Hurricane
Sandy. I didn't have a gym to train out of for the last 3 weeks. I couldn't find food, so I just tried and did my best with what I could find and what I could come up with, and I ended up taking second in the middleweight. So I was pretty pleased with that. Just knowing that if I have had what I needed those final few weeks, I could have came in better, and I could have just said, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna go, but I found a way to make it happen, and I made it there.
Cool, man. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, I grew up on Long Island. I lived on Long Island. Shevon was living in Queens at the time,
I was living
right?
Far Rockaway.
So Far Rockaway is right on the southern shore of Long Island.
Oh, we got smacked.
So Long Island got hit hard. Hurricane Sandy. So many cities lost power for weeks. So people didn't have refrigerator access, stovetop access.
Stores didn't have food.
Yeah, so it was a mess. And then even I was supposed to go to WMBF Worlds in 2012 to spectate, but I didn't go because roads were blocked off, construction was going on.
Traffic lights wasn't working. You couldn't find gas anywhere.
Yeah, it was bananas.
It was just crazy.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, I guess keep talking titles. 2013?
2013 was my actual first overall world title, and I won the WNBF Worlds.
Did they have lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, or they had bantam?
They have bantamweight, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight.
Damn.
Again, I think Mark, I don't remember his last name. Mark was the bantamweight from England. Lightweight, you had Brian. Middleweight was me. And I think heavyweight was Abraham.
Yes.
So.
Cool, man. Some of my favorite photos of Shevon are from 2013 Worlds. Full, round, hard, shredded. Really, really, really impressive package. I'll probably throw up a picture from there on here. Nasty, most muscular. Absolutely nasty. Let's finish it up. Let's wrap it up. 2014.
2014, DFAC World overall champion.
Cool.
2015, WNBF World's middleweight champion. This year, 2016.
Mr. America was the highlight.
Yeah, it was the highlight. I've had, I did probably like 7 competition, 5 wins, 1 second place, 1 fourth place at the IFBA Elite World. I placed 4th in that, and the FSC Worlds I placed 2nd in that. So
cool. So that's room to improve.
Definitely.
We're just gonna get better.
Definitely. Definitely.
We're a bit hungrier.
I mean, that's just
a bit smarter.
I mean, that was just like a wake up call. Like, hey, it doesn't matter how good you think you are, people say you are. There are people out there better. So you're going to work harder and get better if you're trying to be the best, or you leave room to get beat. It's up to you.
For sure.
So, I don't believe in sacrificing for 16, 20 weeks and leaving room to get beat. If it's just that somebody show up in that day and I know that, I did everything within my power and that person's just better, then there's just nothing you can do about that. But go back to the table and, drop another blueprint and get back at it. But definitely room to improve and do some improvement this year.
For sure. So we'll be back. I'm going to guarantee you haven't seen the best Shevon Cunningham yet.
That's a guarantee.
I guarantee that we'll look better than 2013 Worlds. We'll look better than 2014, 2015, 2016. I will say this season we were both happiest with the 2016 Mr. America package.
Yeah.
That was back in July. So he was in contest shape in July, and we tried maintaining that through November.
Yeah.
So I've definitely learned a lot. I've made mistakes as a coach as well. So we'll get better from that. And then from there, what are the future plans? What are we thinking?
I like to just roll with the punches, and as time goes by, there's definitely a big announcement and a big change coming from me in 2017, and
cool.
I'm just gonna wait and let you guys see it. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. So when you guys see it, you'll know. But there's gonna be some changes coming next year.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Cool, man. Anything else you'd like to finish with?
I mean, one of the things I think people really don't know about me is if you were to walk in my house, you would never see a trophy or a medal hanging anywhere. Because as much as I love this sport, when I'm home with my family, that's me. That's my life. This sport is something that I do. It's not my life. And, I've gone to competitors' house and I see 5th place medal, 4th place medal, just all over the place. And I'm like, okay, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. But, I'm just a real normal guy. Other people may have a different opinion of me. Everybody's not going to love you. And if everybody loves you, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. I'm not looking to change people's opinion of me. You know, the people that do know me and, you know, have actually spoken to me really know who I am and, you know what I'm about. So that's all that matters to me.
For sure.
You know, if you judge me or have a bad impression of me, it's because you don't know me. And if you don't know me, your opinion of me don't matter to me. So, you know, that's what it all boils down to. You know, I put God first in front of everything as always. You know, I'm a God-fearing man just like most of us are. My family is second, and, you know, this sport, it's somewhere down there in the line. But, you know, it's definitely not my life, and I definitely don't let it control my life.
Cool, man. I can attest to that. Shevon gave me his medal this year after DFAC Worlds. He doesn't, you know, that's not what he's about. Always puts his family first, puts his friends first, works his butt off to support his family, and he's a very successful bodybuilder, but he doesn't let bodybuilding define who he is. I also say he's very misunderstood. A lot of people have made assumptions on who he is as a person for whatever reason, whether it's association of other people. However, I never heard anyone who met him in person and actually had a conversation with him and didn't have anything but positive things to say. So a lot of people want to judge a book by their cover, and when you're winning, people are going to hate, right? So it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You got to know a little bit about my man Shevon. So more footage to come,
Definitely.
more stuff to come in the future, and that's it.
That's it. It's a wrap.